Mhoon. It's a Korean name, can't you tell? And it's spelled Junmhoon. I am a digital aggregator. I work with iTunes, directly with iTunes, RealNet, MusicNet, Amazon.com, Rhapsody, Yahoo, Google, Walmart. I digitally load content, video and audio, in all the legal online digital stores. I've been doing this this is my 4th year with iTunes and about 3 years with everyone else, maybe 4 years with Napster. And this has been evolving for 4 years. Of course, iTunes was at the crux, although they weren't the first one. The first store was OD2, which I actually had to deal with them a year before iTunes ever came up. So this has been evolving for some time. Over in Europe, of course, they were way ahead of us. But it made sense back then, and it makes sense now to everyone except the record companies, the major record labels. I'm hesitant to say the future because it's now, it's not the future. People have to be aware that this is it. It's unfortunate and kind of crazy. I still have not just students, I have industry people come to me because of my past experience in the record business. Before I got into digital, I was in the music industry for 30 years. I worked with, started off with Warner Brothers, worked with RCA as a regional, Solar Records, A&M Records, Word Records, BMG, and my own label. But people still come to me now and ask, how can I get a record deal? You know, can you hook me up with Warner Brothers? A gentleman called me the other day. He said, you know, I've been talking to Capitol, and it's like, why? You know, the economics demand that a paradigm shift be made, mentally, physically, emotionally. I used to argue with students and people before, people still like to feel the physical CD. They want to see an album jacket. Well, that didn't help Virgin Records any. That didn't help Music Land. That didn't help Rolling Stone or what's the record, the store, just out of San Francisco. They closed down. Well, that didn't help any of them. Okay, they knew that the physical CD wasn't going to be around, and they met their demise because of the physical CD. And any physical product, it's just not, doesn't make sense. The cost factor, the economics for recording the product, of course, also are like, it's a whole different ballgame now. When you get Pro Tools, or better yet, GarageBand, and for the price of a laptop, you have a studio and some inexpensive software, you're rolling. I did a Nikki Giovanni's Kids album in 2006, and I literally recorded. I recorded the music while I was, unfortunately, I was in the hospital for a couple of days. I recorded her music on GarageBand while I was in the hospital. She came in. We did take her in the studio to do her voice overdubs, but that album was nominated for a Grammy in 2006. And I did it on GarageBand. So the business, both from the audio recording standpoint as well as the business of music and entertainment, has totally changed. Students have to understand that it's not actually even the record business and the film or television business or media business or print or advertising business. It's all lumped into one big pile now. Advertising agencies are catching all kinds of hell because a lot of the major ones haven't made the paradigm shift. And even though Wall Street did, you got probably 40 or 50% of their dollars are going to digital media. So the student of music and the music business has to do a lot of research and homework to see where everything has gone, not going, has gone. I read yesterday an article about the largest record company CEO. I'm not going to mention any names, and he's still fighting this change. I think basically that's bull crap. I think that that's maybe to keep him in the press and PR, or we won't see him at his desk in the next couple of months because this large conglomerate will get rid of him. So happened with the CEO at Epic in Columbia 4 or 5 years ago. He didn't have a computer on his desk, and he was a chairman of Sony Records, and he no longer has a job. So it's more of an integrated educational process now. You have to the process for developing and creating a product is simple, but the overall process of being in this industry, it's not complex, it's just multifaceted. So one has to be definitely versed in the gaming business, the advertising business, because how we're going to make our money is through advertising now. Music is heading to, the consumer has demanded that it be free. So, you get over 2.5 billion illegal downloads every month. So we're in a free market. For entrepreneurs who are coming up now, that I see coming up, that don't have this vast baggage from the music industry that they're carrying around with them, I think they can do it. I think young people can do it. Because the music industry has so much baggage that it's carrying along with it, it's going to be kind of hard to adjust to that. And the artists too, because there's a trust factor in that. And I mean, now they want a piece of everything. They're in the whole pie. They want to be the whole pie. So there's an enormous responsibility on the record industry to create a new relationship with the artist, one of management, publisher, merchandiser, mother and father. And again, they're not used to that. They're used to being the Führer and controlling everything. And it can't be like that anymore. Record companies have to realize that they got to become marketing companies, not record companies with marketing departments, but marketing media companies. And again, just because their history and their methodology of doing business, that's going to be real hard. The record industry never has really made, the revenue streams have been various and some unscrupulous, and so they really have to change their code, and I don't know if they can do that. I think it would take definitely a whole new influx of people with different mindsets. As a Steve Jobs, as a Sean Fanning. I mean, these people came in, they weren't record industry, they weren't music people at all. These people came from another discipline, but because they didn't have the baggage and the history, they were able to come in, look at the picture, assess it, and say, okay, this makes more sense. So with a 360-degree model, it makes sense, but even that is changing because you got prosumers now. I mean, what does, the consumer can create their own content. So what do they need even an artist for? And YouTube and MySpace has proven that, YouTube, anybody's an overnight star. You get your 10 seconds of fame, and people want that. So the whole industry has changed. The industry just hasn't caught up with it yet. Again, it's a fresh start. Depending on what your background and discipline is, it's a great time to enter into the entertainment business. Again, I don't call it the music business anymore, the record business. It's entertainment and media. My company is I Am Digital Media. It used to be IamMusicOnline.com, but we do everything. So a person coming in from the gaming business, or a person with great internet skills, not an IT background, but just great internet understanding of economics, e-commerce, can do great. I mean, you can sell anything. Music has always been ancillary. Music has always sold something else. Okay, people don't just, people use music to sell things, to get to your emotional, adrenaline going, and buy this or buy that. So I think we're going to have an influx of young entrepreneurs that probably haven't been disciplined in the business of music at all. and they'll probably do very, very well. Our educational systems have to change like immediately to supply these kids with information and knowledge. When I created a class called The New Anatomy of the Music Business, and I wasn't able to use a book. There were a couple of good books that came out, but by the time we got them and half the semester, quarter of the semester was in, the books were obsolete. It's changing. The internet year is 7 days. In a month, the whole business can change easily. So if I find that students come in focusing on the music business. They want to get deals. They want to get they want to get on the charts. They want to do these things. And if you come in thinking about content, product, 360 degrees, what you need to make money, you can do it. Otherwise, not. But I think here it's a very good time now for entrepreneurs. Not necessarily music people, but entrepreneurs.